Hey everyone, Happy New Year and welcome to the first Pokemon news of 2025. My name is Bob and here are tonight's headlines. And we're going to start off today with the most recent bit of news that released in the West. The new set, Journey Together, has just been officially announced. Now, for those of you that don't know, this is actually going to be releasing in Japan in 2 weeks. So this is coming out as Battle Partners in Japan. However, the Western set is coming out in March, and there is a lot of stuff here. So first off, we have one of the most sought after products, the Journey Together Elite Trainer Box. This contains... Oh, and it's gone. Wait, it's gone? Oh, it's sold out. Oh, okay. Well, there's also booster boxes. These has 36 pack. Oh, and those are sold out too. Okay. Okay, well, there's also 2 different 3-pack sets, and they're gone as well. What? Alright, well, what about the checkout lane boosters? Surely those are in stand, they're gone as well. Wow! Every product is sold out. Basically, what happened, this was announced the other day, and within minutes of it going live on the Pokémon Center online, it sold out. And this is becoming a huge problem for the Pokemon card hobby. Basically, a couple of things are happening. First off, the printing of Pokemon cards for some reason at the moment is really slowed. Like, even in Japan with Terrestrial Festival EX, that has had a second reprint, and because of that, that has caused the Battle Partner set, which we're going to talk about later, to drop in production. So even in Japan, if you're trying to get a box of that, it's basically through lottery. So it's kind of ridiculous. It's actually like it's gone back in time. But another reason for this too is that so many people are interested in the Pokemon card hobby now that a lot more people are trying to get product. But I think one of the biggest problems is scalpers and resellers. Basically, if we look at the Prismatic Evolutions, so many people have picked up those sets and trying to resell them at ridiculous prices. It's kind of unreal. And probably what people are thinking now is that because of that, the Journey Together set is going to be exactly the same. So these booster boxes are sold out. These Elite Trainer boxes are sold out. These special sets with all kinds of stuff inside are all sold out. And there's so much good stuff in here. For example, the ETB has an N Zora promo card, and this looks so cute. But getting the Pokémon Center exclusive one is nigh impossible now. Additionally, the booster boxes are now something called an enhanced booster box, and each one's going to have a copy of N's Reshiram, which is a promo card that'll be in there too, which will also have the Journey Together stamp on it. But I feel that what's going to happen is because of this set, a lot of people are now going to leave the hobby. And this is just my opinion, but many years ago, FOMO was such a huge thing with like previous sets that a lot of people were buying up stock from older sets. But now, I think people are just at a point of giving up. A lot of people are going to end up leaving the hobby. But if you can somehow get a reservation of this set, it will be releasing on March 28th. So good luck, fingers crossed you guys can get some of these sets. But let's go back to the original source. Battle Partners, the next Japanese set, is releasing in 2 weeks. It's coming out on January 24th, and it looks like such a fantastic set. And before we look at some of the cards, let me just briefly say that this is an extremely hard set to get. There are 4 products releasing on release day. So there is the booster box, which has 30 packs inside. There is also a card file set with N on the front. There is also a card file set with Lillie on the front, and there is also a deck build box. And it is nigh impossible to get reservations of this anywhere. Like, it is really tough. As I say, every single place that I have looked at is a lottery. And if you didn't get it through the Pokemon Center before, unfortunately, it might be extremely tough. So prices of this set are going to be really high for a little while. And actually, knowing a lot of shop owners here in Japan, they've told me that their stock has been severely cut too, so yeah. But anyway, let's take a look at some of the cards that have been announced in this set. So going back to the first announcements for this set, because I am quite behind with this news, there's N's Darumaka, which looks pretty cool, as well as N's Darmanitan. And as I say, this is a return of trainers on Pokemon cards. There's Iono's Tadpole. There's also Iono's Bellibolt EX, which looks very cool. We'll take a look at the secret art rare a little bit later. There's also Iono's Wattrel. There's Iono's Killer Wattrel. There's also Lillie's Clefairy, so pretty cool. There's also N Siglif. There's also Lillie's Comfey. There's N Zora. There's N Zoroark. There's also N's Reshiram, which also has an art rare that we'll look at later too. There's N's PP Up. There's Lillie's Pearl. There's Levincia, so this is Iono City from the game. There's also a Sprigatito, a Florigato, and a Meowscarada, very cool cards. There's also an Iono's Voltorb and Iono's Electrode. There's also a Swinub and a Piloswine, and it's really cool to see Piloswine because I haven't seen that for a while. There's also a Mamoswine EX, which is pretty cool too. And we also have the return of Hop. So Hop's Zacian EX also has a card. We'll take a look at the secret art rare later. There's also Hop's Snorlax. There's Hop's Wooloo. There's Hop's Dubwool. And for anyone that played the Sword and Shield games, you will know that these are core Pokemon for Hop. There's also a Hop's Cramorant. Very cool, and I love that Cramorant. It just looks so stupid, like, huh? There's also an exchange ticket, there's Hop's Choice Band, there's also Brock Scouting, so we also have Brock here. Maybe there'll be Brock cards in the future. There's a Postwick as well, so the village that Hop is from. There's so much cool stuff here. There is also a Rockruff and a Lycanroc, very cute cards, and there is a possible art rare that we'll also take a look at in a second. There's also a Spike Energy. These were actually announced in Chinese first, but we did get the official announcement of the Japanese for Rockruff and Lycanroc. There's also a Shuppet and a Bayonet, very cool. We also have a Dunsparce, art by Asako Ito, so that nice knitted pattern looks very, very cool. And a Dudunsparce EX. Again, Dudunsparce is a weird Pokemon. We also have a Beldum, a Metang, and a Metagross, and this time they're all Psychic types, so that's an interesting change. There was also the announcement of a new trainer card through the Pokemon's official YouTube channel, so there is the Ruffian card. I don't get why they have this, but the power is pretty good. I mean, the fact that you can choose any Pokemon, discard a tool and a special energy is pretty good. We also have a Larvitar, a Pupitar, and a Tyranitar, so it's gone from fighting into a dark type. And then the most recent news we actually got the other day, there is a Magmar, a Magmortar, there's a Volcanion EX, there's also a Wailmer, adorable. There is a Wailord, which has a beautiful, beautiful art rare we'll look at later. We also have N's Purloin, which is great. We have a Magiana, which is awesome because I love that Pokemon, it's so pretty. We also have Hop's Corviknight, very cool card. There's also Hop's Rookidee and Hop's Corvisquire, which is also cool too. There's a Super Potion Trainer. We also have Hop's Bag. Iris's Fighting Spirit is back, which is very cool because Iris cards are extraordinarily expensive. So perhaps this is going to have a secret art rare too. Who knows? And there's also N's Castle, which is a throwback. Like, wow, just look at that. And the reality is, next week, I know full well we're going to get the full list of cards for this set, including more art rares and secret art rares. But let's take a look at the ones that we know already. So first off, there is N's Reshiram. We saw this actually at Pokemon Worlds last year, and the quality of the image that we had before wasn't great, but now we can actually see it in its beauty. This is stunning. And this is going to be releasing again with the Journey Together set if you buy a booster box, supposedly. We don't know exactly if it's this card or not, but still, this is a stunning card, like so pretty. We also have an Iono's Bellibolt EX, and this, I guarantee, is going to be one of the most expensive cards in this set. Iono cards are still ridiculously expensive in Japan, and with production this low, we're going back to like Clayburst times. So I'm pretty confident that this card is going to be in a very high demand. Another secret art rare that we saw is Hop Zacian EX, and I am a huge fan of this art. It is just so heartwarming and it's just so comforting. I love this design so much, and this is 100% my wife and I's one of our chase cards, so we need to get this. We also have a Lycanroc art rare. Now, I'm only showing the Chinese card on here because we haven't had the official announcement of the Japanese one, but because the attacks match up exactly with the Japanese announcement that we got recently, there is an extremely high chance that this is going to be in here. Just look at that little sleeping Rockruff and that Lycanroc protecting it. Just what a cool design. And then there is this Wailord art rare by Katsunori Sato. And just look at this. First off, it is just so pretty. I love the art on this. But what's even cooler is the scale of things. Like, it really puts into perspective how big Wailord is. Look at that boat compared to Wailord. I mean, just wow. I mean, what a genuinely very pretty card. And the final art we have for now is Iono's Kilowattrel, which is also a very cool card. Firstly, this is just beautiful, but I don't think many people have noticed. Look in the background and look at that cloud. There is a Magnemite cloud, and that is just so cool. I mean, what an interesting design. I'm pretty confident this is going to be a very expensive card too. But easily one of the hardest cards to get, because it is a promo, is going to be the Iono's Wattrel. This is really hard to get because firstly, if you buy a box, you're supposed to get this as a promo card, but not every retailer is giving these out as promos. A lot of them actually don't have the right to give this card out. So the Pokémon Center, they basically are giving these out one card per person. A few card shops and a few electric shops are giving them out one card per person for a box, but oh my goodness, this is genuinely going to be really hard, and already resellers are selling this at a stupid price on pre-order. But with the other sets too, like N's card file set, we have one card in their promo. So like, for example, there is the Zoroa card, as well as 6 packs and a coin. It's very, very cool. And it's the exact same with Lillie. So there's the Comfy card, again with Lillie as a promo, with 6 packs and a coin. These are almost impossible to get. I mean, unless you know someone deep inside in the game, this is going to be a very hard thing to get. And there's also the deck build set, which has packs, and there's also lots of extra cards to build out your deck. So a lot of great stuff there. And the good news, we actually got a pre-order of everything. we were very lucky. On the Pokemon Center Online, as soon as it went up, I was lucky to get one of each. So at the very least, we have one video of everything. But this set is coming out on January 24th. It is going to be super fun and actually quite hard to get. So make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss our full unboxing. Now, I briefly want to touch on Prismatic Evolutions, which is going to be coming out in the West in a couple of days, and I need to start by making an apology. Before, I made a video saying that this is not going to be the next Evolving Skies. I underestimated a lot of people, and I am very sad to say that I have a feeling this might be. But we have a problem. I've been watching a couple of YouTubers who have the early access to these cards, and through their pack openings, I have so far seen 0 people pull any Eeveelution. Now, it's not just the Eeveelutions that are an issue. There's actually 3 types of reverse holos. So there's the standard reverse holo that most of us are used to in English. There's also the Pokeball one and the Masterable one, which we saw in Terrestrial Festival EX. So to master this set, good luck, because it is nigh impossible unless you are buying the cards. But because so far so few people have actually pulled any secret art rare Eeveelution cards, there are 2 theories going around. The first one is that the pull rates are extremely low, like almost 0. But the other theory is that some people have actually been taking them off the printing line and not putting them into the appropriate packs. So this is going to be huge. Like, I am genuinely extremely worried to see what happens with this. And because the print run is so low, I am also worried for people. Basically, guys, I would just say hold out. Wait until they actually print some more so you can actually buy them at the legitimate price. Yeah, just hang in there, guys. Hang in there. Now, keeping in line with battle partners, there's actually a lot of goods that are going to be coming out on release day 2. So we have some card sleeves. So we have N here, as well as the Purloin. We also have Lillie with Clefairy. There's also a Hop with a Snorlax, and there's also Iono with an Electrode down there in the bottom. These sleeves look super cool, and these are going to be releasing in the Pokemon Center online on release day and in physical stores. There's also deck cases for all 4 of these too, so 3 of them have the same design, although the Iono one is different. This is basically Iono's full face on the front. It still looks pretty cool, but slightly different from the sleeves. And there's also an amazing playmat. So we have Iono with Bellibolt, and there's also Electrode. This is such a cool background, and I think a lot of people are going to try and get this. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that, and I don't know if I really need it, but anyway, looks pretty cool. And there's a few other card sleeves that they're going to be releasing. For example, this one with like loads of Ace-Spec cards kind of pictures on them, which is bizarre. There's also a Charmander one with a Droopy and a Pidgey, so very, very cool. There's this very nice Mew one. I'm actually quite a big fan of this. But one of my favorites is the Sentret and Furret card. This is so beautiful, and I'm curious and wondering if this is hinting at a Sentret and Furret card coming in the next set. But these are just genuinely very, very pretty. But please remember, these are exclusive to Japan, so these will be going up on the Japanese Pokemon Center online website as well as physical stores here in Japan. So if you're looking to get them, good luck, keep an eye out. You might be able to find them online at resellers, but yeah, they're probably going to sell out very quickly. And finally, next week, China is actually having a release of Pokémon 151. And basically, this is almost an exact copy of Pokémon 151 that was released in the West and also in Japan a couple of years ago. But this is going to be so cool for many reasons, because there are a lot of amazing cards in here, including like super rares that we saw in Pokémon 151, including some of the shiny Pokemon that we saw in the Shiny Treasure EX. There's also going to be Pokeball Holos as well as Masterable Holos for cards, so it's a bit like the current Terrestrial Festival. But there's also exclusive cards that we haven't seen in the West. So there are 4 Pikachu designs, and these are so cute. So first off, this Pikachu just jumping with the Mew in the background. That's so cool. There's also a Pikachu with a Dragonite in the background and a Psyduck sleeping, so adorable too. There is a Pikachu walking through the woods at night with Gengar. That's easily one of my favorites, and there's a little Ekans there in the corner too. There's also a group of Pikachus together here, so maybe these are the Pikachus that Ash almost let his Pikachu go with. And we haven't seen it properly, but there's also this really nice Mew. We actually saw like a slight preview of it, but we haven't seen it fully. But what a cool set, and this is really, really hard to get hold of. Honestly, I want to get a box of this myself, but I think it's going to be really hard to get. But what a cool set. So this is coming out on January 17th in China, so a lot of releases coming in the next couple of weeks. And for my first card of the week for 2025, my card of the week this time is going to be the Espeon EX Secret Art Rare from Terrestrial Festival EX. There have been a lot of Eeveelutions, I mean all of them, in the newest set, but this one in particular for some reason is just so pretty. The artist Sui does a lot of great art, and this one is no exception from that. Just the flowers in the background, Espeon looking up, it is so adorable, and I think this card actually needs a lot more love. So this is my card of the week. So guys, that's everything for Pokemon News of the Week, and thank you again for tuning in. This year, I think, is going to be a great year for Pokemon, but also a tough year for Pokemon. So do stay tuned for news. I will try to keep it as regular as possible. And if you haven't already, please do give us a like because it's always appreciated. Do consider subscribing so you don't miss any news or videos. And I look forward to seeing you in the next Pokemon News of the Week.